Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. Come back soon.
It's 4 minutes till showtime.
Hey, fellas, don't fight over that hot dog. There's plenty for everyone. Big, plump, and juicy, wrapped in an oven-fresh bun. Add mustard, relish, ketchup, and go to work. Yes, the hot dogs at our refreshment center are the best you'll find anywhere. Everybody agrees on that.
It's 3 minutes till showtime.
Thirsty? The refreshment stand is open with everything to satisfy your taste buds. Here's the menu: the hottest, freshest, crunchiest popcorn, each kernel popped to its fullest with that real movie time taste. Cold drinks. You'll find your favorite ice cold, tasty, and thirst quenching. And hot dogs, hamburgers, and candy too. Now a short intermission, so you'll have time to make your selection before the show begins.
It's 2 minutes till showtime.
Your attention, please. All new hotshot electric in-car heaters have been installed for your comfort and convenience. Just insert heater through car window and turn on the switch. When leaving, please turn switch off and replace on speaker post. Warning, high voltage. For your own safety, do not attempt to repair or remove wires. Do not attempt to open heater unit. If you need assistance, please notify the theater box office or concession manager.
Top quality hamburgers, the most popular snack in the country. We serve them plain or garnished to your taste.
There are words men live by, words of strength, of wisdom, and of peace. We urge you to find the spiritual comfort and guidance we all so greatly need by attending your place of worship regularly.
Just 1 minute to go.
And now, on with the show.
No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on our giant screen with the new, colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading about. To add to your enjoyment, we're all wound up to bowl you over at intermission time with live wire service at our snack bar, where you'll find a tempting variety of favorite foods and beverages. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome.
Hello, fellow humans, and welcome to my stream. We are here in Medicine Hat, Alberta, hanging out, playing some poker. At the moment, we got the 50-cent black hole and the €1 supernova nano that we're doing pretty well in. It's the black hole up here now. We got the supernova nano running here. We are 5 of 80 with a pretty decent 54,000 chip stack at the moment. I see my new flags make it hard to read my viewer totals. Let's have a look at that. We can move that somewhere. We're gonna have the IPO satellite coming up. We have the IPO satellite coming up in about an hour, I think. Less than an hour, probably 40 minutes. Yeah, that's no good. It needs to be a white background. Yeah, let's do that there. Oh no, we've got I got a €1 qualifier to Unibet Open €10 tickets that just popped up. That we'll get that up on screen here in a second. We're gonna put that up to here, and then let's move that over here. Cool. There we go. Should work for now. Let's get our third table configured. That's the third table. Window up. Yes, sir, my friend. It will be IPO time again in one. Well, I have to check the actual schedule, but it's coming up sometime this hour, I believe, is when the satellite starts. It's one of the reasons I started up late today-ish for me. So this is a €1 qualifier to where are the qualifiers? Qualifier to €10 ticket, but it's a €1 buy-in. And it's a Unibet Open. R2 Unibet Open 1. X bullets. Alrighty, so we've also got a third game running now, which is the, whoops, that was not what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. So we got the qualifier to €10 Unibet Open ticket. From a €1, we only bought in with a single ticket. We might rebuy if we try, but Go from here. We're leaving the other slot open. Let me have a quick look at when that's going to actually run. That's the one that just started. 53 minutes time. So yes, at exactly top of the hour, we will get the IPO seat only, €300, a 9-ticket guaranteed qualifier kicking off. Isn't that fun? I think we've got enough straight flush equity here that we're just like calling. I mean, I was thinking we might want to raise because we got a low flush and protect against, but I think we're just in check call mode here and try to get as much value out of other stacks as we can. Yeah, I mean, I think we just call again. Yeah, there's the ace high. There's the ace X flush that I probably want to protect against here. Yeah, let's put in our raise here. Probably want to make the ace X pay to, ace X of clubs pay to draw. I mean, we're obviously calling off here. He's on a lot of draws, like I say, the ace X club. He might just be on bigger clubs than us, and then we're giving away chips, but we're never folding clubs here, are we? I mean, we're never folding clubs here, right? Even when they're crappy clubs, yeah, we're never folding. We got the straight flush draw anyways as well, so I mean, we can't go anywhere. Oh, and he just hit the set. Oh, and he just hits the house on the river. Of course he does. I don't think we're ever folding. I think we're ever folding the flush there, even though it's a crappy flush. We got the straight flush draw, so we're doing something. Hey, Cleeds, Shopper, good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. I wasn't sure who all would come over with the final table running. I was watching it up until just a few minutes ago, but I knew the IPO is going to be starting up soon, and I figured I'd get myself running. So far, I'm not running great. I'm flopping straights against people who flop sets and getting them to put their money in, and then they're just getting there with the full houses. So, it's not great. Not great for us. Not great for us at all. We stacked off in another qualifier with kings against somebody who called us with ace six. Got a deuce 3-4 flop and a 5 turn. What are you going to do, right? Holy, set over set, boat over boat. On the whole supernova table there. Damn, don't you hate it when Elrons take you out? I mean, I have nightmares about Elrons taking me out. No, that's not true. I don't actually have nightmares. It's certainly not about Elrons taking me out. Yeah, we got 10s full. Anyone who's got an ace. Anyone who's got an ace beats us here. Do I value bet 10s full here? Do I just check back for my showdown value? I think I should just check back for my showdown value. Yeah, an ace bets me here all the time. I just check back. Yeah, the ace bets me there all the time, I think, but I probably should value bet. I probably don't get called by a king high there, although I might. Aces and 10s with the nut kicker. Nut kickers, yeah, yeah, a thinking player probably does call me there. I've already busted out of the one free roll that I played from the Unibet final table. Coverage. We got kings here in the black hole. That'll be potentially a nice hand for us. We're going to do a 3/4 bet raise here with our kings, I think, on the button. We've also got a pair of 8s on the Supernova Nana table that we're going to put in a raise with after a limp. Go back to the king's hand, though. Of course, the ace comes. I did read some statistics, though. The ace is surprisingly likely to hit on the flop, actually. It was much higher percentage than I thought. And the chance that overcards will hit when you've got pairs lower than kings, it becomes ridiculously high very quickly. A much better flop for us for our 8s over here on the Supernova Nana table. We took it down with a c-bet. Got somebody timing out on us over here. We definitely could put in a bet here. I think we would have c-bet anyways. But I think we're definitely, when he's timing out like that, we're definitely putting in a c-bet there. We don't want to check back and have him come back online and take it down. I mean, I know that's playing a little bit of an angle, but it's part of the online game, right? I've yet to run into any runs today. So far, yeah, a pair of aces on the black hole. It's always a nice, it's a nice starting hand. Definitely pretty happy when people raise you pre-flop when you put in a raise. 3-bet you pre-flop when you put in a raise with aces. So it's a 3/4 pot bet here. 3/4 pot bet is 3,900. A pot bet is 47. Let's go 3/4 pot raise. We get the call and the gut shot. Straight draw. If he's playing 5-6 or ace-5, just good on him, I guess. So I think we're continuing our betting pressure. Picked up my new wall stuff yesterday while I was at the Pride Festival here in Medicine Hat. That was a lot of fun. It's great to see. There'll be some, there were some pictures I posted online yesterday on the Twitter while I was there. I'm going to post a few more probably later when I get off of here. It was a lot of fun. I was going to go out to the Pride After Dark last night, but I'm an old 53-year-old man, and it was an electronic music dance party, so I didn't really think I would exactly fit in terribly well. And besides, I was already pretty tired by the time it started. Anyways, it was funny. It was like an all ages show from 8 to 10, and then it was an 18 and over bar party after that. And I was already too tired to go up by the time the 8 to 10 all ages stuff was starting. And I'm like, yeah, no, this is not gonna. Even if I do go, and even if it is, it's gonna be it's not gonna turn out well anyways. So I stayed home last night, but I was out yesterday afternoon at the park, and that was a lot of fun. Oh, I've submitted a new. I mean, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it hasn't been approved yet. I'm sure it'll be a couple of days. But I submitted an avatar, an emote for to Twitch. Let me bring that up for you. Hopefully, it will be approved sometime next week, and we'll be able to use it. I think it'll only be available to subscribers, however, which at the moment is evisceration, and that's it, which is cool. I'm not, I don't actually shill for subscribers, but I want to figure out some way to let everybody use it if I can, but not sure that's going to be possible. I think they set that up specifically for subscriber only access. Might Shopper, somebody's aping Night Shopper's name now as well. That's the virus is definitely spreading if it's infecting fans of the stream now as well. So that's what that's the picture that the emote will be. Oh, we got aces again. Let's turn my smiling mug off so I can show you guys the aces. Let's actually do so the full size. Well, the full size emote version, 128 pixels, will be this. That's what the 128 full size pixels emote will be. Queen beat 10-10. What the hell? The hell's wrong with the Unibet software? I should have the Unibet open chat up as well, but it's too much to keep track of when I'm streaming. Could be a hand developing here on the qualifier €10 ticket table. He folds on the flop. there any more free rolls from the stream coming up? Doesn't look like it. Could be an interesting hand here. We completed in the. Obviously, hate to see that huge squeeze by the big blind. We probably can't continue, especially not with the call from Chico. Call from Chico with a smaller stack is either just a horrendous play or a monster hand, right? If it's a flat, it's one of the two. It's not. It's nothing else, right? So what do you guys think of the emote? So I think the one that would normally pop up in chat. So I think this would be the. I think that would be the one that would pop up on a line by itself. Up there in the top left corner. I'm assuming you can see that over top of the supernova. And this one is going to be the small version. That's how it's going to look on the actual chat window, which is really tiny, but it's always really tiny on the actual chat window, right? So I don't know. I've had like an open emote slot for ages that I haven't bothered to fill because I didn't know what to fill it with. I'm still not sure that's the right option, but I just decided I needed to fill it with something, so I figured may as well get the ball rolling with a smiling Elron. I mean, I think there's tier 2 and tier 3 emotes I could submit as well, but I think they're, I mean, I only have one tier 1 sub anyway, so I'm not really that concerned about. That said, maybe the reason I don't get subs is because I don't have anything special for them like emotes. Maybe if I had special things for subs, they would come and sub. Cool, thank you. The small version's really tiny, but they're all really tiny. So I'm still waiting for Twitch to approve those, but to approve that. But those will be that will be my first emote, I guess. The smiling aileron seems like a good place to start with emotes. I guess there's actually a way I could double check. So emotes. Alright, so it was aileron 66 smile. Hey Yogi, how's it going, my friend? Yeah, no, they obviously haven't approved it yet. It's not in there yet. That's what the text code will be for it when and if they approve it. Which I assume they will, but there's nothing not to approve with it. Good day to the Yogs. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Always good to see you. Always good to see everybody here. What we got running? I'll go do a quick recap of what we got going. We've got the Black Hole Nano. That's the for the record, that's the large version of the it's the large version of the emote. 128 pixel version. We've got the Supernova Nano, where we've also got the 56 and 28 pixel version of the emote. And we got a qualifier to 10 euro tickets, where we have no emotes in the title bar. We will have the 33 euro IPO qualifier coming up shortly as well. That we'll be jumping into and playing our heart out in, trying to get a ticket to Dublin. Trying not to be the soft bubble as we were last week when we came 11th with 9 people getting paid tickets. That was pretty darn frustrating. I think proper Sadi play with a pair of 9s on the button here with a raise and a call is to shove my stack. I could be doing that way too wide here. I mean, I obviously wouldn't call off, I don't think, with the 9s, but I think the shove is probably correct here. Tell me if I'm wrong on this when it gets to this, guys, but I think the shove is correct here. It feels right anyways. That's not always a good barometer in sidelight play, but we do get it through that time, so that's obviously not an indication that it was a good play, but results speaking, that time it worked. What do you guys think? So early position raise, call right behind. Shoving on the button with 9s when you've got like 10x the raise and call size as your stack. I'm on the fence about that now that I'm thinking more about it. I mean, I don't think it's terrible, but I think 9s is maybe a little light for that. Maybe 10s and up, jacks and up, but 9s might be a little on the low side for that. There's a lot of overcards that can be out there for that. There's a lot of, especially at this level of qualifier, there's a lot of people that are going to call off, quote unquote, badly, but in spots where I'm in not as good a shape as I want to be in that spot when I'm shoving. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what you guys think. Interesting to see what you guys think. So the 9s hand is just playing up on the stream now at the moment, so I'm just kind of watching it back. I think I like it. I think I like the shove there. I mean, I think I'm going to be racing some of the time, but he should be calling me with a very tight range there, typically in a satellite, so I don't think it's terrible. But you guys can let me know if it's terrible. I want to know. If that was terrible, I want to know. Inquiring minds, like mine, want to know if that was terrible or not. I don't think it was terrible. I'm not sure it was great. I'm not sure it was right. I'm not sure it was good, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't terrible. And I'm pretty sure the thing that makes it less than good potentially is the fact that we're in a qualifier, a Sadi. In a regular MTT, I think the shove there with 9s is like 100%. 100% the move you make, but So I'm not firing up a fourth game because the IPO satellite is going to be starting up here in about 20 minutes time at the top of the hour. And I definitely don't want to have more than 4 games running for that. I'm probably hoping this qualifier finishes. It won't finish before then, but I'm hoping it doesn't run too much into the IPO Satty. Hello, Piano Cat. Always good to see you. Lovely to have you here. Lovely to have you here. Always lovely. Always wonderful. Always great. Yeah, no worries, shopper. Glad you're getting your Canadian content in this Sunday, though. You got the cycling from Montreal, and now you got me here from Medicine Hat. So you're definitely getting your Canadian content in for your Sunday. Glad to see that. Glad to hear that. Was lovely to have David and Ian joking about a Unibet Open Canada in 2020. Seems like a stretch, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. I would be there 100%. Like 100%. I will go, and I'm pretty sure that Poker News Canada would pump the hell out of that shit if they had the chance. I could say that because I have an intimate knowledge of what Poker News Canada might or might not do, for the record. You might have guessed that by the poster behind me, but yeah. It's entirely possible that Poker News Canada would be able to get the hell behind a Unibet Open. Montreal, Unibet Open, Playground Poker in 2020. Let's make this shit happen. We're going to be shoving our King Jack here on the button. In the qualifier, we get snapped off. That's never a good sign, but here in these qualifiers, Ace Queen. We lucky enough to get there this time. Lucky enough to get there this time. Well, isn't this a fortuitous spot we find ourselves in the Supernova? Nano, of course. We're not rolled to play the big one yet. I wouldn't say we're getting close to being rolled to play the Supernova big one, but we're definitely. It initially would have been a joke for me to make that comment when I first started this Unibet free roll challenge deal. It's no longer a joke that I actually think that eventually I will be rolled to play the Supernova here on Unibet. And it's not a joke that I will have done it entirely from free roll play at the beginning. I have the memory of Eony, so I'm not entirely sure what you're referring to, Piano Cat, when you say don't lay it on too thick. Refresh my memory. I have the memory of Eony. Well, I guess we should be playing our Do-6 in the Supernova. We are about 20 away, 19 away from the money in the Supernova Nano, so we are getting there. It's been a long time. I haven't cashed in it since they raised it to $1, so it'll be nice to actually be nice to have a deep run in it, especially now that it's actually worth something. I mean, I love playing it when it was the smaller version as well, and I think they should have like I don't know, they should have an Ultra Nano or something version of the Supernova at least that's still 10 cents, because people should be able to get into a Supernova style event for really cheap on Unibet. I think that's a huge draw for a lot of low stakes players. Me being, a prime example of somebody like that. Would have been a long time if the Unibet, if the Supernova was always €1. Would have been a long time before I was rolled to be willing to play it on a regular basis without it feeling like a super high roller. So I think it's a good idea to have a. I like the idea that there's a €1 option in the Supernova for the Supernova range in the €1 range. I do like that idea for myself and my bankroll now, but I know that if that was the only that being the only option is problematic for where I was 6 months ago or 5 months ago. So, and I care about the people who are where I was 5 or 6 months ago, because they want to be where I am today, and they can do it. But part of where I am today came from great structure nano tournaments like the Supernova that were like 10 and 20 cents that I could buy into with my limited bankroll. So it's a big part of the equation, having that value in the tournaments. So I definitely like to see the Supernova continue to have a 10 cent or 20 cent buy-in version, along with the $1 version and the $100 version. That would be awesome to have actually 3 Supernovas. Elron on Moon is to my right in the. I just noticed in the qualifier here. Elron on Moon. Good luck to Elron on Moon. Elron is no longer on the moon. Of course, we went to the moon, replicated the historic Apollo 11 first landing in real time as it was happening from launch to splashdown. which was probably a little bit more extreme than we needed to do, and but it was fun to run the whole thing. And part of the reason I wanted to run the whole thing is that it's people pay attention to the big moments, people pay attention to the one small step, people pay attention to the you got a bunch of guys turning blue down here, we can breathe again, kind of moments, and you should pay attention to those moments, but they don't happen without the rest of the welcome greetings, right? Those big moments, the one small step, you got a bunch of guys turning blue, don't happen without a whole bunch of little shit going right behind the scenes. And that's what I found fascinating with the whole full stream that we did, was that you had all of that background stuff going on the whole time, and you could tune in at 3 a.m. in the middle of the night shift and hear somebody talking to his wife about their bank statements this month, followed up by a couple of guys in the flight control department trying to work out whether they needed to do a lunar orbit burn again to make sure they're in the right spot to be able to land the following day. It was just so I loved it. I mean, it was extreme for sure, and I'm sure that there was a lot of people that were like, what the hell is this? Why is he doing this? What's the point? And there were times when, during the whole 24-hour thing, there was times when I'm like, what's the point? Why am I doing this? why am I streaming this from start to end? But it was worthwhile, I think. At the end of the day, I enjoyed it anyways. Thank you for clarifying that. Piano Cat. I have the memory of Eni. So I had no idea what you're talking about there for a few seconds. See you soon, Cat. See you soon, hun. King's Cross, isn't that where the Harry Potter platform goes out of? Is that platform 9 3/4, is it? Whatever. I'm sure it's out of King's Cross, is it not? Or was it Piccadilly that one? I'm sure someone in chat will correct me if it wasn't King's Cross. Like the London subway system is probably the one that the most people in the world know without actually living in the city. I mean, I would guess that there's not, if you haven't spent time in Toronto, I would guess there's not a single person who could name a single Toronto subway stop. I spent 2 years there in the 80s, and I can probably name 3 or 4 at this point. There's a couple of obvious ones that you might get just by looking at a street map. But yeah, it's, But the London subway is like iconic in books and movies and all sorts of media. So everybody's heard of Piccadilly Circus, and everybody's heard of King's Cross railway station and all that stuff. So. Well, I guess King's Cross is obviously more than just a subway. More than just a subway. It's like a transport hub, right? $15 away from the money in the Nano Nova. We are coming up on a break-mundo. Interesting hand potentially developing here. He's going to have called with the jack here a fair amount. If I bet here, it turns ace high into a bluff, and I think actually ace high with my ace queen wins here. Fair amount against things like ace 10, ace 9 that are here. Does not win against a pair of tens. I don't think there's any value. I don't think there's any bluff there that gets hands like that to fold. And I think the only fold hands are ones that I'm actually still beating. So other ace-x hands are the hands that are going to fold there. If I bet. Well, I know it's not real, but I know it's not a real platform, but you know. King's Cross is real. I'm pretty sure King's Cross is real. I'm pretty sure I've been there. But alrighty, we got a break coming up. I'm gonna send you guys off to some commercials. We'll be right back.
You sure get a break with today's fine cosmetics. They stay on better, last longer, but of course, they're much harder to remove. And that's why you need Deep Magic, the one facial cleanser that's made to remove modern cosmetics. Deep Magic by Tony gently dissolves dirt and makeup, cleans deep down where soaps and creams can't reach. So wear makeup, but remove it with Deep Magic, the facial cleanser made to remove modern cosmetics. Now, during this once-a-year special, you can get two 60-cent bottles. That's $1.20 value for only 89 cents. Deep Magic.
You know, this product gets your clothes clean. So does this one. But does more than get your clothes clean. Does scrubs out the toughest dirt. But in addition to that, Does leaves your clothes softer and smoother. And Does is so kind to your hands. No detergent can do a wash like Does. It's the soap in Does that does it. Finer, richer soap than in any other leading wash day product. Now, here's a t-shirt we washed in Does. And believe me, it's clean. Smells clean, too. And something else. Does has left this fabric softer to touch. Doesn't feel stiff, but soft and smooth. And Does leaves your hands smooth, too. Honestly, no detergents can do a wash like Does. It's the soap in Does that does it.
Right now, here's our own Beverly to show us another stunt that requires delicate balance, too.
And keeping fresh is also a matter of delicate balance. For some, this is more difficult than others. When it comes to staying fresh, just one slip and, whoops, you're in trouble. But now there's no need to risk even one slip in the realm of personal daintiness. Not even if you're constantly switching from one deodorant to another, even if you think of yourself as a difficult case. Yes, now you can handle this problem easily, thanks to new Fresh Stick, the full-strength antiperspirant for difficult cases. It gets underarms dry in seconds. Used daily, Fresh Stick ends all danger of moisture and odor, yet it's safe for normal skin. For unlike most antiperspirants, it's non-acid, as free from acid as a fine, mild facial soap. So get a jar of new Fresh Stick tonight or tomorrow.
Keep that delicate balance that freshness demands. You can do it easily, even if you're, well, a difficult case. Try new Fresh Stick, the full-strength antiperspirant for difficult cases. Just look for the jar with the daisies.
Both of these will be waiting for you backstage before you leave, and I'm sure you'll enjoy them. Now, we'll get into your number one stunt, which is your $100 clock stunt, right away. But first, I'm sure you and all ladies watching will agree that the little item known as your lipstick is by all odds your most important cosmetic.
So girls, be smart. Use only the best. And that, of course, means Hazel Bishop's new, longer-lasting lipstick. The only lipstick I found that stays on beautifully, all around the clock. Here, let me show you a convincing test you can make yourself. Take a Hazel Bishop lipstick, make a mark on your palm like that. Then any other brand. Oh, perhaps the one you're using now. And make a mark right across. Now, blot both thoroughly. And then rub across just as hard as I am. Now, you see, your Hazel Bishop lipstick is still bright, but the other, well, as you see, it's practically disappeared. Now, girls, when Hazel Bishop lipstick can stand a test like that on your hands, you can imagine how beautifully its rich, luscious color stays on your lips. Yes, it's no wonder that today Hazel Bishop is by far America's most popular, long-lasting lipstick. And it should be your lipstick.
And we're back with the tournament we've all been waiting for. This is the this is the 33 Euro satellite to the 300 seat only IPO in Dublin, coming up at the end of October, which we're looking forward to going to see if we can go into plan, if we can think ourselves a ticket. So just a quick reminder what we're playing at the moment. We've got the Black Hole Nano still running. We got the Supernova Nano still running. We got a qualifier. It's a 10 euro ticket still running. We got the IPO SATI still running. Oh, rando hand betting into me on the Supernova table gets there on the river against my fives. Wait a second. Why is our title not working? Why is our title not showing here? Ah, because it's for some reason way over there. Why would it be way over there? There we go. There we go. That'll work better. Just shoved all in with ace king from the small blind and the 1 to 10 qualifier, which we are 9 away from the money there. I am 8 with 5 getting paid. Sorry, 7 of 14 now with 5 getting paid, I think. No, yeah, 9 remaining. So yeah, 9 of 14, so 6, 5 getting paid, 5 getting paid. So we're just 2 out of the money there, but we're still in a decent spot. Still super early days in the IPO satellite. I will keep you updated on what goes on there as things happen. For the moment, it's, like I say, super early days. It's 38 people total registered in that one. Might be some big names playing from Malta as well, but I'm thinking that the field will be a little bit lighter this week just because people are busy in Malta today. A lot of the big names would be doing other things, maybe drinking at the bar right now in Malta or whatever, having finished the tourneys for the day. So I take the main event is done now. I don't see them on my little stream bar anymore. We're 6 away from the money now. Sitting 8 of 11 with 5 getting paid in the qualifier here. It's weird that the my mouse doesn't usually show on my table, so I'm not sure why it is on that one. I'll have to. It's a pretty good flop for our hand, all things considered. It's a pretty good turn for our hand, all things considered, so I think we're going to have to start putting some money into the middle. I want to make it look attractive a little bit, price-wise. Ant-Man, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Always good to have the ant in the house. We are playing the qualifier to the IPO seat only. I won't be spending a whole lot of time on the table right now. We've got other things happening. We've also got the Supernova Nano that we are 13 away from the money in now, and we're not quite in a money spot anymore, but we're not too far off either, and I think we can probably get there. We'll see. We also got the Black Hole Nano, which is going to be closing reg here pretty quick, I would think. Let's have a quick look at the reg ends in 8 minutes, so yeah, we're getting close to the biz on the Black Hole as well. I got a weird random cash game ticket, but I'm going to guess that's because I just spent 33 euros to buy into the IPO. In theory, I did not spend 33 euros. I bought in with a cash ticket or with a ticket, but we picked up aces in the qualifier. So not the big qualifier, but the little qualifier. We shove and take it down after one other person coming into the pot. Oh, main event's still going strong, is it? Weird. I don't see them on my list of streams anymore. Although that could just be my list getting messed up. Ah, right. The main event being the anti-solar, of course. Yes. My apologies. Good to hear that's still going strong. That little side event in Malta for 1,000 euros. Malta that does look like a nice spot. Paris would be a great spot as well, although it'd be pricey to go to Paris. But if you want a package, I mean, they're putting you up in the hotel. They're in theory flying you there. I don't think they fly me there. I think I'd have to come up with some money for my own ticket, but because I'm a little farther away than they're expecting people to be flying from, I think. But I mean, maybe they buy my ticket. I don't think they actually buy the ticket. I think they book your hotel, but then you get X number of dollars after that to do what you want with. Either spend while you're there, or put towards your plane ticket, or put towards your plane ticket, etc., etc., etc. I haven't actually looked into the details of the package because I haven't even close to winning one yet, so the details are somewhat irrelevant to my life, but... So we're down to 9 remaining on the 10 euro ticket table. It's going to be 8 soon, I think. 5 getting paid, maybe 7 soon. Come on, 10. Would have been nice to have seen him get knocked out as well. Oh well. Just called off with King 4 on Black Hole against someone who shoved with less than 2 big blinds. And he's got Ace 4. So we're dominated. Of course. So it turns out my trick of putting things like timers and stuff on top of my webcam was only useful when I had nothing on my walls. Now that I'm actually putting shit on my walls behind where I stream, it's less useful. I'm saying it's rather difficult to read my online timer as well now that the Poker News poster is up there behind it. So I might have to figure out some new places for my. Shouldn't be that hard to work out new places. I think we got room in a couple of spots where we could make it happen, I think. Geez, that would have been a pretty good flop for Queen 10 offsuit. Yeah, I ain't getting to Paris on 200 euros. That's for damn sure. I don't know. I don't know what it would be, but I'm pretty damn sure I ain't getting to Paris on 200 euros. We are all in, like 11 from the money in the Supernova with 10 big blinds, king, queen. Under the gun, that might be a little loose, but I've also haven't been doing much, so it should get some respect from people and be able to grab some big blinds. And also potentially set up a spot where they walk me here in my big blind. I find that's a dynamic that happens a fair bit at the Unibet lower levels. If you shove under the gun and get folds all around, you will oftentimes get either a walk or a situation like this where you get limped to and you get to see a free flop, which you flop the essential nuts on and have people bet into you. This gives a gross spot that we actually were in earlier, where it was sat. It was he flopped a sat, we flopped a flush, and he rivered the. We got it in on the turn, and he rivered the full house. So it was pretty gross to basically cut our stack in half when we had a massive stack. So that doesn't quite put us in a scoring position, but it gets us closer. It's a decent min cash for a €1 event because, of course, we didn't even get close to the guarantee, which is €250 on the Supernova. Or we would have hit something like 135 probably euros in the bankroll or in the prize pool. Total of 41 people registered in the IPO SATI so far. I think this is the right move when they limp to me. with nines and I've got less than 10 big blinds, even in a Saturday, and I'm not guaranteed money. I think I have to shove. I think I have to shove a lot wider than nines, to be perfectly honest there, but I'm probably not shoving nearly wide enough there given my play style, but Jesus, mother of God. This guy's just fucking crushing me with crap hands. On the black hole. We are 6 of 8 in the qualifier for €10 tickets now, with 5 getting paid, so we're 3 away. We're not quite in a scoring spot yet, but we're not in a spot where we have to do something immediately either. There are some there's one smaller stack, obviously. We actually are in a scoring spot now with the next blinds, but we're in a spot that's it's going to be changing as the blinds go around, unless people double up. I think we're going to be shoving King Queen if it gets around to us. If there's an open before us, we're probably not doing anything with King Queen, but if it folds to us, we're probably thinking about if it folds to us, I think we're just doing that, I think. Get called off pretty quickly by Frantic. Sixes, come on, hit it. Oh, Jesus. We just can't win. I mean, other people win flips against us today, and we just can't win flips when we get it in. It's frustrating as fuck. Roll in with our ace five. I guess we should have been in with our fucking 10 crap the last hand, considering that we would have taken it down on that one. 10-5. Of course, you should never be in with that hand, but of course we can't get there. The worst hand in the hand gets there. I mean, I'm pretty sure sixes is never supposed to snap call me there, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah, not much you can do there, man. You're gonna be putting your chips in the middle pretty much there. Welcome back, kitty cat. We're obviously bluffing here, but I don't think he has anything. I think that bet on the turn was just let me see if I can steal this pot here. Bet. He hadn't hit anything, and that river card was perfect to bluff on. So. So my exit in the, if it teaches you anything, my exit from the qualifier should teach you. Don't ever play your good hands. Just play your fucking crappy hands, because they're the only ones that'll win. No, I'm not better. Yeah, I am fucking better. There's no way Sixers should fucking snap call me there in that spot in the satellite. Even when you're the small stack, there's no way you should be. I mean, I don't think. Maybe I just suck at satellites. It did used to be the case, but maybe it's the case now. Shoving with ace jack is pretty much the thing to do, I think. In the black hole here, we're less than 10 big blinds. I mean, I guess he has an ace here a lot of the time. Could also just be betting on possession as well, though. It was a check, bet, call, fold on the flop. Bubbles 12 was in the hand as well. Yeah, I might have folded the best hand there. I don't know. I think this is a shovey spot on the black hole table. It's hard to shove you proper range when you're pretty confident that when you get called, you're going to be on the losing end of it, no matter how good you get it in. That's the way I seem to be running today. At least in the hands that matter. Nice, Night Chopper. Good stuff. I'm sure it wasn't a Canadian rider because our cyclists largely suck on the global scale, on the scale of global cyclists. We do not have a very good cycling team here in Canada. I don't think we've ever had a particularly good cycling, whether it's road or track. I don't think we've had any. I don't think we've ever had a particularly good cyclist in Canada. It's just not really our thing. It's tough to be big, especially for road work. It's tough to be a big road cyclist country when you've got snow on the ground, snow and ice on the ground, like 6 or 7 months of the year. That makes cycling really tough. So we obviously do have indoor facilities, but again, it's really expensive, right? So only a certain segment of the population can access those facilities, generally speaking. It's not like I think elsewhere where it's like there's like a massive public push for it, and there's like probably public cycling clubs and all sorts of things like that. There's very little of that on that level here. That's all devoted here. That's all devoted to things like hockey and curling has a big youth. Curling has a big development and kind of pro and semi-pro and high level amateur scene in Canada. And then, the sports like Canadian football and baseball's big these days. Basketball is getting big, obviously, now with the Raptors having won this past year in the NBA. But yeah, cycling, not really a Canadian sport. So I'm sitting right on the bubble in the Supernova Nano at the moment. It's 27 of 31. 26 people get paid. I don't think in such early position I'm going to open that. I mean, that's a super nitty fold, but it's an extra big accomplishment riding across the Atlantic there, Mike. I don't know if it's still true or not, but at one point, if you looked for walking directions from a point in New York to a point in London, England, part of the directions was jump in the Atlantic Ocean and swim X number of 1,000 kilometers, which I thought was kind of funny. That was on the Google Maps thing. If you went to Google Maps and asked for walking directions from somewhere, and I don't know if it's still the case or not, but cool. Okay, Michael Woods. I was not aware of that. Name doesn't even sound familiar to me. It's funny how even if somebody's winning and in the top ranks, we don't necessarily hear about them if it's not a quote-unquote popular sport in Canada, because it's the first time hearing of that name, and normally we're the first people to jump on a bandwagon of a winner. But yeah, winner. I mean, we don't celebrate third place. We're, that's one of the problems with Canadian sports culture. I remember there's a few years back, Canada and the U.S. got into just an astonishingly good gold medal hockey game at the Winter Olympics that Canada lost in overtime. I believe lost in overtime. If they didn't lose in overtime, it was like a third period thing. It was an astonishingly good game where both sides played really well, and the Americans just happened to be the one that won the game. And I can remember the press coverage in Canada was just pillaring the Canadian team for losing the game, and I'm like, they played a freaking amazing game. The Americans played a freaking amazing game. It was an amazing hockey game. What the hell are you guys bitching and whining about? They're the two best teams in the world got together and played a hockey game, and one of them came out the winner. But they're still the two best teams in the world, and by a fairly long margin that year, if I recall correctly. So yeah, and we do that a lot here in Canada. If you don't win, screw you. Right? If you're not actually winning, if you're not the actual number one, screw you. And I'm like, nah, it's not really on, guys. I think I'd love to see a cheap flop with this hand. That is the sort of cheap flop I love to see with this hand as well. I mean, I think we're just going broke against anybody who flopped straight on this hand, unless we hit our house. Where there's no way we're going anywhere on this board. That was actually why I checked, so I could actually get all my money in here. So I could check raise if anybody bet. Wow, like I said, we were just getting, I mean, I'm just going broke there on that board texture, I think, right? I don't think, I mean, I guess I can look at that and go, somebody might have the straight and I can fold, but that's like so fucking exploitable if I'm doing that and people know I'm doing that. I can't do that, right? I can't fold there just because it's obvious that we're this close to the bubble, so someone must have flopped straight to have me crushed when I flop so well there. And when he bets into me, I mean, obviously with the two pair, I think I have to always raise there. Do I not? It's annoying as hell. It's like, it doesn't matter how good you play when it comes down to a situation like that. It makes no difference, right? You're just gonna get fucked. That's all. And we just busted the black hole as well. So we're only playing the IPO Saudi now. I'm not going to play anything else. I mean, that's the problem when I'm shoving the ranges I should be shoving and check shoving. I'm on a day where I just know I'm going to get crushed. Oh, I think we're probably getting it in here. No, probably not with Ace Jack. We'll see what the flop brings. And actually, I guess since being it's a Saturday, we probably fold if somebody is aggressive into us with Ace Jack. It is a spot where I could shove and pick up a bunch of chips, potentially, or pick up the dead money. But I don't actually think I get anything more than when I check to see the flop and assess from there. So, I mean, our Ace Jack is good here. A reasonable amount of time, I think. Yeah, jamming pre's probably maybe a better option there. I don't know. It's hard to say. It didn't feel like with that many people in I was gonna get. So there was 3 others already. I didn't think I was gonna get folds out of everybody, which means I'm gonna probably be going to showdown with. I mean, suited connector is obviously not a terrible hand, but it's obviously not the kind of hand I necessarily want to run down to my tournament life with, right? So, yeah, agreed. I'm just going broke there to the Jack Queen or to the 7 Jack, which is far less likely. Good luck, good luck, good luck. Shopper. Hope you do the biz in the solar. Hope you get her done. You think that was a shove there? Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. It felt like it was too light to shove. But like I say, it's also a little tricky, and I'm in a headspace right now where it feels like I'm getting called off light when I shove, getting called off in places where I shouldn't get called off, and they're getting there. I can never hold in the big spots today, so it's frustrating, and I know I'm in a bad headspace with it, but it's frustrating because I'm in a spot where I don't feel like I can shove the hands I'm supposed to shove because I feel like I'm going to get called incorrectly, and the incorrect call is going to get rewarded and get there. Because that's what's been happening all day, or it's what it feels like it's been happening all day. Maybe I'm completely misinterpreting how the day's been going, but that's how it's been feeling for me today. So it's hard to continue to be playing at your optimal level when the evidence of the day shows you that playing at that level is just going to get you crushed and knocked out, right? You know, I guess that's where tournament poker is so much harder than cash poker because not every hand is equal. So if it averages out, you know, where my aces win 80% of the time against underpairs, that's irrelevant if the 20% of the time that my aces lose to underpairs are all big situations for lots of money at final tables, or you know, to build up a massive stack to get deep in a tournament or get knocked out, right? So yeah, it kind of makes sense in tournament poker that, you know, it'll eventually all even out. But even if it all evens out, it still has to even out in the situation sense, and that's never necessarily gonna happen. So, and right now I'm in a spot where I'm feeling like I'm losing all the big situations. So all situations where I need to win, I'm losing them. I have another 10 euros to play on Run It Once as well, which I will be donating back to the community fairly quickly here. So we're into the rebuy period now. I have a rebuy and an add-on ticket available, so I think I'm going to make use of both of them today, because I think I still have a chance of potentially getting deep here with that. The rebuy might not be the best use of a ticket, but I think I'm going to use it anyways. Add-on for sure. Gives us 10,000 points, or 10,000 chips, which in theory puts us in fifth. It probably won't put us in fifth at the end of the day, but... seventh. There are 9 seats being given away for this. Yeah, I mean, I tried to ignore the headspace stuff, and it's just hard to do when the evidence is mounting up on the actual table. Well, and I guess that's the tricky part, Ant-Man, because in a spot where I've got the ace-jack there and I shove, and I get called incorrectly by the jack-9, and he gets there, which he would have in that spot had he called. I'm not sure he would have called. I'm not saying that. But if he calls me there, he gets there, and he's the one that actually wins that hand, the guy with jack-9 who's dominated. I agree in a cash situation where everything evens out, it's the right move. But in a tournament spot where I'm putting my life on the line, especially in a satellite where I'm putting my life on the line with that shove, I understand it may be the right mathematical move, but the variance is I'm out when it's wrong, and I have a bunch of chips when it's right. But the negative variance is massive on that play to my mind. So even if I'm getting it in like super good, it strikes me that it's mega risky to be getting money in when you don't have a hand that you're pretty sure is gonna win out, right? I don't know. And one of the reasons why I say question whether it's the right move or the wrong moves, because we know, like, I don't have to get involved at all there. I can fold, I can check to the river and fold check to the flop and fold on the flop. There's a whole bunch of ways I can play that hand and still have chips at the end of the hand. Whereas when I shove, yes, I'm winning the blinds and the limps a fair amount, but I'm also putting myself at risk to bubble, to lose the tournament and to not get anything out of the tournament, which strikes me as the biggest variance spot I could possibly get it. So I probably don't want to be in it. I don't know. But then, of course, my conservative playing style does tend to put me in spots like this where I actually would have a massive hand by the time the river gets there. And but I'm not in it because I haven't been willing to commit chips earlier in the position I was in. So I think with suited, I'm not a huge fan of the King 9. Even when you do quote-unquote flop big with it, it could be crushed by a lot of other hands. So there's not a lot of ways King 9 actually flops the nuts, but it's definitely not a horrible hand. Obviously, one of the ways it can I mean, he should, but he usually folds his sixes on the other table as well, right? So that's my problem with today. If just because they usually do something doesn't mean in that spot they will, and it doesn't mean that therefore in that spot it's the right thing to do, because the spot makes a huge difference, right? I don't know, and I know the problem is you can't predict that sort of thing, but yeah, it's tricky. I don't think he has an ace here. I don't think he has diamonds. I think I have to call off here. I guess he does have an ace there. Alrighty, off to another break. We'll be back.
Oh, no. One of the nicest things about showing you people Corday hard candy is the fact that I get to eat some every now and then, too. Yes, sir, just say Corday for the very, very best in hard candies. There's every type of hard candy that you ever dreamed about. First, for instance, look at this raspberries, the filled raspberries they are for double enjoyment. And then there's fine, crunchy, peanut brittle peanuts. And then real fruit-flavored baby tart cuts. And there are many more, too. There's taste to suit everybody. And they all taste the best because it is Corday. And Corday makes only the best in hard candies. For instance, these delicious Corday peppermint beauties. Oh, I'm telling you, these are real pepperminty peppermints. They certainly are, with an out-of-this-world flavor, and they're made, too, in just the right sizes. So whenever you want to taste some of that real fine, fresh, minty flavor, they're right there for you to chew and to suck on. And that's pretty often, believe you me. Now, just look, if you will, for the Corday display at J.J. Newberry, W.T. Grant, F.W. Woolworth, S.H. Kress, of course, H.L. Green, the McCrory stores, the McClellan stores, G.C. Murphy, Neisner Brothers, M.H. Landau, M.H. Lamston, and the Fisher Beer stores. Now, you can buy Corday hard candies, if you'd like, by the bagful, so you can have just the candy you want whenever you want it. So, just remember to say Corday for perfection in confection.
Mind if I cut in to tell you about myself? I am a car radio, and rather unusual one, if I do say so. You see, I'm a transportable car radio, and I reside in a new 1958 Oldsmobile. Pretty luxurious surroundings, eh? Yes, I operate equally well in the car or out. Feels good to get out once in a while. Hey, you're not paying attention. If you want to let your eye move to a thing of beauty, just take in my house in that new Oldsmobile Super 88. Come on up and get a close look. I'll give you appropriate music. What a car to drive, with new rocket engine power and pneumatic ride. Say, before we go, how about a date for a rocket ride? Okay, I'll see you tomorrow at your dealer's in a new 58 Oldsmobile.
It's a prom.
Yes, the spring of the curl proves it's a prom. Promise yourself soft, natural-looking, long-lasting curls like these with Prom. Prom, the easy new self-neutralizing home permanent.
Easy. Well, look at me. I just put on prom lotion, waited 30 minutes, and rinsed it out in clear water. Now I'm free to do what I please, even shop, while my hair dries naturally on the curlers. You see, prom neutralizes itself. And now my shopping's done, and so's my new prom. That's the beauty of prom. Your time's your own while you're getting a permanent. Did you ever see such soft, natural-looking curls? And just look at these springy ends. That proves it's a prom. Try it. And you'll be a prom girl permanently.
Prom is the only self-neutralizing home permanent that gives you a choice of 3 different waving lotions.
Of course, no one waving lotion is right for all types of hair. My hair is very easy to wave, so I use Prom Very Gentle. With Prom, you choose the one lotion that's right for your hair.
There's Prom Super for hard-to-wave hair, Prom Very Gentle for easy-to-wave hair, Prom Regular for normal-to-wave hair. And now, Children's Prom, created especially for children's hair. Prom is accepted by the Committee on Cosmetics of the American Medical Association.
We are back. Welcome back, Fiona Cat. Always good to have you here. Sorry you're at your cursed house, but at least you're here with us. It's been kind of cursed for us as well this time around, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's the sort of hand I wouldn't mind seeing some cards with, but I feel like there's other suited aces that might be something I get involved with there, but ace 6 is probably not one of those. Right, a prom perm? Don't you just love a prom perm? You have to put in a raise with sixes here. Of course, would have to take my own advice and not call off with sixes if I get shoved on or whatever, but we get called by bubbles. We're 100% c-betting this board, I think. I think we're going to bet to put him in. I guess he might have been playing something like an ace-9 there. I don't see why he wouldn't be calling that off if that was the case. Could be if it was more of a raggy 9, then he might have not wanted to get involved when the jack came. But I guess I sort of turned my hand into a bluff there. In these satellite spots, though, there's a lot of times where I just want the hand to end, right? It's, I'm pretty sure I've got the best hand in that particular spot. But I think he could be there on hands that can draw out on me, and I don't really want that to happen on the next street, so I just really would like it to all to end there, and I'll just happy to just take the pot. 751, buddy. Not 750, not 3x. Not 776 or something like that. Just 751, eh? Well, we're not calling it with our deuce 8 anyways, but... I'm really glad there's a raise because I would have had to give him a walk with my 9-6. I don't think I can, with his stack, he's shoving on me a lot. I can't call off with a shove. I can't really shove there. He's going to, I think he calls wide quite a bit. Well, so I'm glad somebody raised, assuming you laughing understands he has to call off once he's raised. He has to call off against the shove once he's raised. See, that's, yeah. I mean, you can't really raise there and then call off against his shove. If you're gonna raise fold, you should be shoving that spot, frankly, or folding pre-flop, one of the two. You shouldn't ever be raised folding there, I don't think. GL Ant-Man, take her down. Take her down. Take her down. I mean, that was almost, almost feels like, I mean, it's not chip dumping, but it almost feels like chip dumping to bubbles when he raises and then folds to the shove there. See what a flop brings. Don't think we've caught enough of this to continue here. It's just backdoors for us at this point. I mean, 7-8 obviously could be a raise there, but I'm also not in a great spot when I get called. The 8s are definitely a raise. We're not going to do 901 the way he did 751 to us the last time. We're just going to do the 900. We'd be snapping off the small stacks here, I think. I don't know what we do to... I think we probably call off costs if he shoves on us. I don't know what we would have done to MMA. I would have had to think about that one. So we still got 30 some odd big blinds now. We're not in a scoring spot, but still a long way to go until we're even worried about that. And we got certainly a playable stack, so we're not in too bad a spot here. $54 total entries in this one. Now, is that entries, or does that include rebuys? Is that like all the entries and rebuys? What did the prize pool end up being on this? Is it just the... No, they went over on the prize pool, so there was 9... Yeah, okay, so there's 9 tickets, plus there's 50, 60 bucks in the prize pool extra over and above those 9 tickets. With a total of... Yeah, I don't think that includes the rebuys and the add-ons. I think that's just the people that registered, because I don't think... Oh, let me bring up the calculator. My brain's not. Yeah, 30 times 54 is only 1,620 euros. So to get 2,760 in the prize pool, that other stuff can't be included. Alrighty. So there were 23 add-ons and 15 rebuys. I was one of those rebuys. I was one of those add-ons. Nine six is probably not something we're going to get involved with. We'll, of course, see a flop when dude limps under the gun, especially that dude, Bubbles, who's been playing really weird. So we get a raise coming from Badman Ting. So I obviously don't think we're ever getting involved with 9-6 offsuit, but interesting to see what Bubbles does here. I mean, Bubbles should never be limp folding, like ever, in this spot with their stack. Limp calling either, probably, but we end up flopping the gut shot if we'd have been there, but like I say, Bubbles' play has been just perplexing, shall we say. I mean, what do you limp call pre-flop and limp fold and check fold post-flop with that from that stack with? I can't think of a hand. I can't think of a pair of cards that you do that with, but it's just me. I don't know. I am drawing a blank trying to come up with two cards that would make you do that. So what got me in trouble in the Supernova. Calling in position with a 8-9 suited. And flopping two pairs. This is a somewhat different spot. I think we flopped enough equity that we gotta at least see one more street. I mean, we turned pretty good. We turned pretty good. We got there. We had so many ways to get there. I mean, it was almost too many outs syndrome. But I mean, I don't think I can fold when I when I turn the open-ended straight flush draw there, right? I mean, yes, Ant-Man, with you still in it, I hope. I hope you are still awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We have now got a pretty decent shot of making our way into the tickets here. Somewhat getting lucky. Obviously, we got it in quote unquote bad there, but I mean, I think that's probably what I have to do there, right? I mean, yeah, because he's only calling off with top pair there, which is pretty. I mean, he's pretty light there, I think. Weird. Interesting spot. Go, 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 Ant-Man. 7 of 15. Take her down. The 8-9 Hearts hand is just coming up on stream now. Have to see one more street when the flop comes, and what a street it turns out to be, eh? Jesus, the 10 of Hearts, like that's it's astonishingly good. I don't think I can just call here. I certainly not folding. I don't think I can just call either and hope for the best on the river. think I need to be playing back there. I've got so many ways to get there. Even if he's playing a 7, I mean, the 7-3 or the 7-10 is the only hands that that I'm worried against. I mean, if a man's not prepared to jam his open-ended straight flush draws, what draws is a man willing to jam, right? I mean, if you're not willing to jam that, what draws are you ever willing to jam? So I suppose that's one of the ways I look at it. It's like you can't really call yourself a poker player if you're not willing to jam with your open-ended straight flush draws. The best draw to the best hand in poker, I think you pretty much got to be willing to risk some money on that, right? So I wouldn't say I'm guaranteed a ticket now, but I'm pretty close to guaranteed a ticket at this point, I think. Obviously, there's still lots of poker to play, and lots of people need to bust before we're actually getting paid out our IPO tickets here. And but we're in about the best spot we could be in here, I think. I might have been about to break my own advice there because I might not have been able to withstand a shove in that spot. But it is different than I was talking about before with you laughing because he had more big blinds that time. We definitely have to put in the raise here as well. Keep the pressure on from position. I think we're definitely calling off bubbles on this occasion. I mean, maybe we should have just shoved, but in part we want to get in. Nice. 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 Ready, one closer to the money. And a slightly closer to guarantee for the ticket. That call, I'm not sure, was the right call to make at that point. Again, I think I should be shoving into him, which he's going to call me with, and we still get the same result. But I don't necessarily think that one was played optimally from my perspective. Yeah, true enough. True enough. That puts us at the top of the chip counts too. So we're definitely sitting pretty at the moment. Of course, things can change. There's a lot of poker to play yet. We're still 19 away from any sort of payouts happening here, but. And of course, the ironic thing is when I win this ticket, it actually costs me a crap load of money because I have to go out and book a plane ticket and a hotel room in Dublin. So it's like I don't actually make money by winning this poker tournament. I'm fucking losing money by winning this poker tournament, but we're still gonna have fun. So the only way I win money binking this poker tournament is to bink this poker tournament, then bink the next one as well. That's my only chance. It was very cool to hear David and Ian talking about Unibet Open Canada next year. I mean, I think they were trolling, to be perfectly honest. I don't think it's actually legitimately something that's on Unibet's radar, but maybe it is. I don't know. I'd definitely be down with that sort of thing, and I'm pretty sure, as I was saying, I'm pretty sure we'd get Poker News Canada involved with the promotion of it as well. And I honestly think it would be well attended, frankly. With the hype, I think we could certainly get the same numbers that they get in Europe for it. Like 350 players, depending on where we had it. Trouble is, there might be some issues with branding most places in Canada. They could do it at Playground Poker, but Playground Poker also does a lot of Party Poker stuff lately, and they may be exclusively tied to Party Poker now. I don't know what the deal is there, so they would have to look into what you can do there. But unfortunately, anywhere outside of Playground, you're going to run into some provincial regulators issues. I could get into why Playground doesn't run into provincial regulation issues, but that's a long Canadian political story that's probably not of interest to many people on the stream. So we won't get into that unless somebody's really curious about why Playground gets away with things that nobody else in Canada gets away with. But they do, and it's just a fact of life that we live with. Everywhere else in Canada is going to have a huge amount of issues getting approval to brand the tournament with the Unibet branding, because Unibet is an online gambling and poker site, and online gambling and poker is technically not, I was going to say not legal. It's not illegal in Canada. It's like not regulated at all. There's no rules about it, except as is regulated by provincial regulations for live casino facilities and so on. So each province has its own individual regulations. But pretty much across the board, they either don't allow online affiliations because it's a gray zone area that does not have full legal tax, blah, blah, blah in Canada, or they online with the one legal online option that's offered in certain places in Canada, which is the Play Now, which is the people that I was doing the tournament with in Manitoba. You can play Play Now in Manitoba, BC, and Espèce Jeu in Quebec, which is roughly the same thing. So, yeah, that's the problem with the Unibet Open Canada. If we're talking seriously about it, and we're not actually trolling about Unibet Open Canada, if we're talking seriously about it, getting it to happen with the branding any place outside of Playground might be problematic, and getting it to happen inside Playground, considering how tightly tied playground and party poker are at the moment might also be problematic. That one I'm less certain about. I'm very certain it would be extremely difficult to get any sort of branding outside of the playground poker situation. Nice one, Piano Cat. Good, good, good. Go, go, go. Take her down. Take her down. So anyways, that's a sort of short little primer into the Canadian market as to what Canadian poker looks like and why the Unibet Open Canada would be an awesome thing. It might be logistically rather difficult to pull off, in fact. I think she was talking about me being one of 30. Yeah, there's 9 seats up for grabs, Piano Cat, and then there's 2 cash prizes, 27 and 33 cash prize for 10th and 11th, which we're not particularly interested in at this point. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to happen to us, but it's obviously not going to be what we're going for. We are going for the ticket to Dublin. Not going to get involved with Queen 7. Got 27 remaining now in the qualifier. So 16 away from the cash positions, 25 remaining now in the qualifier. So 14 from cash, 12 from tickets. A fold 6 deuce, I think, as well. So for those of you who weren't around earlier when I first signed on, the new accoutrements on my wall are from the Pride Festival yesterday here in town. The big one is the official Pride, or original Pride colors, I think. The smaller one up top is a modified, more modern version that's trans-inclusive as well. So I like them both. I think they actually work kind of well that way as well. So yeah. Had a fun day yesterday. Spent most of the afternoon at the in the park, hanging out with everybody, watching the music and the shows. We putting some pictures up online. I put a couple online yesterday, but not a huge number. I took more with my other picture or camera that has to that I have to do more to actually get them online with. So we'll see how it goes. But it was fun. I was gonna go out to the Pride After Dark celebrations last night, but I realized I'm a 53-year-old man, and it didn't get started until 8. And there was a there's an all ages for like 2 hours from 8 until 10 p.m. And then it was like an over 18 adult situation after that for until close. But I realized when the 8 o'clock rolled around and I was already like ready to just sit in my house and do nothing for the rest of the night, that it was probably not gonna work out well for me. So I just stayed home. Yes, 9 seats. And yes, if I can, although I think I probably have to do more than cash in the IPO. I think I have to, I probably have to run pretty deep in order to cover my flight and hotel costs at this point. Yeah, I literally probably have to win. I probably have to bank it in order to be sure that I make a profit on the trip. Final table, I'd probably going to break even on for most final table spots. Come pretty close to it, but I have to look at what the payouts will be. I actually don't really know what the final payouts will be on a 300 like that, depending on the numbers. I mean, I don't really know what the prize pool is going to be yet. I don't really know what the numbers are going to be. I don't really have any idea yet. So. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much not playing hands anymore at this point. I agree, Ant-Man. I think I should be knitting it up even by nitty Elrond standards. Although it's interesting, I've significantly dropped as I've been knitting it up. I was 1 of 30. I'm now 5 of 22. So it's I'm certainly not in a lock spot at the moment. But I do think I have a lot more to lose by playing speculative hands than I do by just folding and sitting around twiddling my thumbs and letting you guys watch me fold my way to a ticket, possibly. We remember what happened last week when we actually did get involved. Well, 2 weeks ago, because last week we were in Winnipeg covering a live tournament at this time of day. But yeah, so remember what happened 2 weeks ago when we decided to get involved with our ace-queen and just lost our head when we were in a spot where we probably could have folded to the money, in fact. Probably could have folded tickets in that one without too much trouble where we were sitting. And instead we soft bubbled in 11th spot with 9 getting paid and nothing for 11th place. I don't think even hands like ace-9 are things to even think about in this spot. I mean, I think when we're looking at stuff like the queens and the kings and the aces, we're probably playing ace-king, probably playing that. But yeah, totally nitty-titties is the way to go at this point, I think. Totally nitty-titties. 4 of 22. So we're 11 away from the cash prizes and 13 away from the actual ticket prizes to IPO. Elrond on Moon is Hensy. Awesome. Good luck, Hensy. Good luck, Hensy. Glad to see Hensey's jumped onto the L-Run bandwagon as well. Thrilled to hear and see that Ian's jumped onto the L-Run bandwagon too. Yeah, no, you're right, man. There's no need to take risks here. I play the big hands I get, and I just don't get involved otherwise. But I have to be careful to not to think that I'm a lock at this stage. It's going to mean Mantis is out of here pretty quick. We'll be down to 21, most likely. I mean, obviously, I can't call off with an 8-9. I don't even really want to be thinking about it, but... Wow, he did call off with the 8-9. Fun. The diamonds get there, though. That's cool. So we're down to 21 remaining. You're now 10/12 away from the prizes. 10 from the money, that is. 12 from the tickets. No need to be risking chips with that in this spot. That could be an open shove spot, but now that I've got Toolmaker behind me, I don't actually have very good spots to do that anymore. And I don't really want to open. I don't really want to just open at this point, I don't think. I think if I get into the pot, I think I want to be putting stuff in the middle to make as much use of my fold equity as I can. I mean, is there like a 3x open range that I should be having here? From, say, the hijack cutoff button sort of spots in this. I think especially the button and the hijack when we've got, so I guess all three of those I've got some small stacks that I can target with mine, and I really only have to get through Toolmaker, who's not going to have big hands all the time, right? I haven't really seen them playing a ton out of line, so I think I maybe need to be making more. Well, we're obviously, well, maybe not calling off that stack now. we would have gotten there. The motto of this story is we should be getting involved. This is gross. It's the kind of hand that could just go horribly south. It's the big stacks. I'm perfectly happy for it to end like that. I've got no issues with the way that went whatsoever. So I don't think 8-3 is exactly this kind of hand I want to open. I would have wanted to open from the button. But it's like button, cutoff, and hijack are all three stacks that I can attack to a certain extent. Yeah, it does feel like I'm too deep to just open shove. At least until now. Now when you're hearing me, and I'm actually on 20 big blinds at this point, or 21 big blinds. I'm actually closer to a shove spot. But before I was more like 30 to 32, and that was a more tricky. That was a more tricky spot. Part of the problem is that the guy to my left can stack me, right? So I don't necessarily want to be putting all my chips in the middle before I know what he's going to do, right? That's part of the problem, and he's got position on me. So I'm a bit handcuffed. I feel like I'm a bit handcuffed in that spot. But just sitting around and doing nada is probably the best thing for me at this stage, or doing as little as possible. Right, that makes good sense, man. That's basically what I said. It was a matter of 30 big blinds, too big, 20 big blinds, a little bit more shove fold poker, but mostly fold. Yes, it's like this kind of hand I would think might be, but I'm too early a position to be thinking about shoving here. So 20 players remaining now, which means we are 9 to the cash and 11 to the money. Oh, sorry, 11 to the tickets, 9 to the cash. $19, getting closer. Interesting that that 2x comment literally came as the ace jack hand that I raised 3x blind on blind came up on stream. Very interesting. Alrighty, so we're down to 18 remaining. 7 to go until we're getting cash back. Yeah, jamming. That one is, you're right, something I probably should be looking at. I mean, I think this is just a gross spot where we're calling everything off, right? We're definitely calling off Moire. We're definitely snapping off if it's just him in the pot, I think. GLS. GLS. Yay. Yay! We're one closer to a ticket, and we've got a bunch more chips to be more comfortable with as well. So, yay us! Yeah, it's a shove or fold spot probably. But I'm also thinking that I probably shouldn't be, but I can fold there. I can raise to try to pick it up and then still fold and stay alive to a certain extent farther down. It's probably not an ideal strategy, but I think actually in the satellites it's probably more of a strategy than it is. Although you're right, I should probably be 2xing instead of 3xing, so I'm not giving away as many chips. The main reason that I've gone to 3x instead of 2x is because I think it gives me more. I think it folds out more of the weaker hands when I'm playing in a regular MTT, but I think it's a somewhat different calculation to be made in the satellites, and especially as the blind gets bigger. Even in the MTTs, I will dial it back to a 2x instead of a 3x when the blinds get bigger. Nice one, Ant-Man. Take her down. Take her down, my friend. So we are 5/7 away from the prizes now. Just getting down to pay dirt time. We have a break coming up shortly. I think the sync problems have been on my end. I think I've got some issues with my system backlogging a little bit, lagging a little bit, and I think that's what's been causing the lag on the voice to picture. So I apologize for that, but the way to solve that is to restart the stream, and I don't want to do that right now, so. Ace-10's right on the verge of the kind of hand that I probably should be thinking about playing. But actually, at this point, I'm probably should be even more in the nitty. Let's just fold everything stage of life. Well, I guess we cannot get away from playing our aces, and we're definitely going to put in the 3x raise on that because we just want all the monies if somebody else wants to play. So I'm perfectly happy with it ending that way as well because aces don't always win. It's not like we could fold those pre-flop. Not in that spot. It's not. You can fold aces pre-flop in satellite situations. That was not a situation where you could fold aces pre-flop in. I'm sorry, it just wasn't. No matter how much of a lock I have on the hand. Right, we're going to head off to the break. We'll be back in a few short minutes.
Naturally. How do we get one?
Just come with me and I'll show every one of you husbands how to get the warmest thank you kiss you ever got on Christmas Day. For instance, here's a gift that would rate a kiss from any woman. A Westinghouse toaster. And isn't it a beauty? It looks like Christmas, doesn't it? Just set it for light, medium, or dark, and the toast pops up exactly the way you want it. Now, there's a gift that will come in handy on Christmas morning, too. A Westinghouse automatic coffee maker. There's no watching, no stirring. It brings your coffee to the very peak of its flavor. Then it automatically keeps the coffee piping hot as long as you want it. Let's look at this one. The best waffles ever for Christmas breakfast, because it's a Westinghouse automatic waffle baker. Just set it for the kind of waffles you like best. A tiny signal light tells you when it's time to pour the batter and to take the waffle out. Ladies, this is your turn. I'll bet that man of yours would love to make himself real tasty toasted cheese sandwiches on a Westinghouse sandwich grill. It toasts, fries, grills, and warms. And look at the double grilling surface. The heat is automatically controlled, and the signal light shows you just when the temperature that you want is reached. Ladies, gentlemen, make it a Westinghouse gift this Christmas, and I know it will be a merry one.
Come on in my store and get the kind of gifts your family and friends will really use. Yes, there's usefulness as well as beauty in a gift by Westinghouse. Look for the Westinghouse Christmas gift display for gifts that will be truly appreciated. Remember, everyone wants Westinghouse.
Ladies, controlling household odors is an all-day job, not just when you're cooking fish or airing out smoke-filled rooms. Why? Because offensive odors linger in your home for hours. You may not notice them because you've become accustomed to them, but folks coming in from outdoors are sure to smell them. So, play safe. Odor condition your home with Wizard Wick Deodorizer. It keeps any room in your home sweet-smelling 24 hours a day. Simply raise the wick, and away goes fear of stale tobacco smells, the embarrassing cooking odors of fish, onions, cabbage. Unpleasant smells in any room. Yes, you're safe with Wizard Wick Deodorizer because it works as a continuous odor conditioning unit. Get Wizard Wick Deodorizer, only 39 cents. Other Wick deodorizers cost up to 69 cents, so you save 30 cents. Get Wizard Green Wick for pine scent, Wizard Pink Wick for delicate spring bouquet.
No fussy, frizzy curls for this smart girl. She has a bobby, the perfect permanent for today's softly feminine hairstyles. You just can't get a tight, kinky curl with a bobby because bobby is a pin curl permanent. And it's so easy. You can do it yourself. Just regular pin curls and gentle bobby lotion. That's all you need. A bobby gives your hair new body, a soft, natural wave that's in to stay. So remember, if you want to wear a new, softly feminine hairstyle, if you can make a simple pin curl, make your next permanent a bobby. Bobby Pin Curl Permanent.
For a softly feminine permanent wave, give yourself a bobby, the pin curl wave. You go bob, bob, bobbing along with your bobby, your bobby, your bobby.
We are back. Still a few minutes left on the break, or a few seconds left on the break, but we're getting there. Still 16 to go. We are third with 9 tickets getting paid. So we're in a pretty good spot right now. You don't have to think too much about what we want to do. 600, 1200 now. Wizard Wick for Christmas. Yeah, put the Wizard Wick in there just for Piano Cat there. Do you still have your Wizard Wick avatar, or has it been long replaced by some Elrond variant? I mean, technically Wizard Wick is an Elrond variant, right? I mean, it comes from the Elrond stream, so it's it's still it's just a very esoteric and creative Elrond variant that very few people will recognize as an Elrond variant. Yeah, pink Wizard Wick. Bobby Curl. Bobby Pin Curl. Bobby Pin Curl. Bobby Pin Curl, I think, is enough letters. I think is exactly the right number of letters. Or one less than the exact right number of characters, I believe. I think Bobby Pin Curl will fit. No, Bobby Pin Curl would be exactly 12 characters. 5 for Bobby and 7 for Pin Curl. Still 16 remaining here. We're still in a perfectly good spot, though. And the bust outs will happen. We just have to trust the poker gods to let this play out as it should. I am not going to jinx anything by starting to look for flights or prices even or anything like that. I'm just going to sit here and play my poker, which means fold my hands for the most part. Oh, look at that king queen just go right in the muck. Look at that king queen just go right in the muck. It's funny, I can't imagine qualifier poker is the most exciting poker in the world for people to watch because I'm like folding all the time. Even more than Elrond usually folds, and I mean Elrond's usually a fold fest, right? This is the Elrond 66 stream is usually a fold fest, if we're being honest with ourselves, which we always like to be here on the Mothership. So watching me play qualifiers has got to be even more of a fold fest, but whatever, whatever floats your boat, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I agreed with the ace-5. Ace-5 is a snap fold. There, I should have folded quicker. People do seem to have tightened up now that we're down to 16 remaining. This is a weird spot, leaving himself, Dr. Zhivago leaving himself 377 behind me. We're obviously never calling with our Jack-6, but it's a weird, certainly a weird spot. So we're up to 6-8, or sorry, 8-16 now for blinds. Things are definitely moving quickly, and people are going to have to, smaller stocks are going to have to make their moves. That's the sort of hand that I'd probably call in other circumstances, but I don't really need to spend the the chips in this spot, I don't think. I think every chip could count. That said, nobody's busting anybody either, so we do have to get some play happening to get some people busted out of this tournament for us to make it to the tickets. And I think there are spots where it's supposed to be us that's in the hand and knocking people out. It's not supposed to be us waiting for other people to do it. But I also like to be kind of greedy and just, you know, play it for my own ticket, not try to bust it for other people. Booyah! We're down one more. 15 players remaining. Which means we are 4 away from getting cash prizes, and we are 6 away from getting paid tickets to the IPO. Let's have a quick look at that. Hang on a sec. Okay, so at present, this is how the stacks are looking. We've got us in 6th place, but then we've got a lot of stacks down in the 11, 10, 9,000 range. So hopefully that gives you some idea of what's actually going on. It also looks like they're totally messed up with the positions because 9 is in the wrong spot, and yeah, there's just the things are totally 7's missing. It looks like as well. I don't know, but because yeah, I don't know about Diva and Dr. Snow. They're currently showing 3,000 chips, so they should not be sitting 7th and 9th, but. Well, that was a big confrontation between two big stacks. It's Dr. Zhivago again, raising and just leaving himself like nothing behind. Weird, 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 weird move. That might have been a shove. Alrighty, so this is the other table. We're down to 14 players now. We are still 6th. And this is now the other table that we're looking at now. So I'll keep an eye on the other table. Oh, good Lord. I mean, guess we're just shoving our ace-king, right? If someone wants to call us off light, I guess they call us off light there, but... 7 of 13 now, so we're 2/4 away from the 2/4 away from the stuff. And again, I think that's just a shove if it folds around to me. If I mean, I can fold. Fuck. It's like a super nitty fold. And I can just get snapped off and bust here. So, I mean, right? Right? Do I need to shove there? I mean, obviously I pick up chips, but I don't actually think at this point I need to worry about picking up chips. Just noticing the chat telling me to stall, so I'm going to stall a little bit. Not going to get involved with threes there in that spot, although, again, we do need to actually be playing hands and busting people. I mean, I should probably just shove there, but again, I don't want to shove in the wrong spot here and just get snapped off with a hand that crushes me. I mean, I think my ace-queen is ahead here most of the time, but again, I think if I bet, I'm turning my hand into a bluff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can have. can see I've got the fucking all-in prepped. I don't need to play the hand. I don't need to get involved. I can still get a ticket in this tournament by just not doing anything. So that's what I should do in that spot, I think. I don't know. That ace-king is going to haunt me, maybe. That ace-king's going to haunt my... We're still 2 and 4 away. 2 from the cash spots and 4 from a ticket. I should have stalled a little bit there. I'm still in a ticket spot, so I'm not hugely concerned about what's going on. But we're definitely getting into blind territories where just getting into the blinds makes a huge difference. So going to need to be a little more cautious that way. But then so is everybody else. So all the other small stacks are going to have to do something as well. Nice to get a walk. Very nice to get a walk. Very nice to get a walk in that spot. We got an all-in on the other table. I'm going to be folding my queen 7. Let's see what happens. Alrighty, so yet another hand. We're going to fold the ace-king. I should fold the ace-jack as well. I don't need to play, so there's no reason to actually play at this point. Other people need to play before I do. And I'm betting into people that can stack me if they wake up with a hand. So should be stalling more. It's not my nature to stall unnecessarily. Yeah, I mean, it's tricky. So, when I jam there, it's, yeah, on the one hand, he's got no reason to play, but on the other hand, we need to bust people, right, to actually get to the prizes. So, well, yes, I don't need to bust people, but that's what I'm saying. For him, he might look at my shove and go, well, I have a chance to bust this guy. without actually doing my stack too much damage. I mean, it would have been somewhat damaging to him. But, so that puts us in a tricky spot where we're outside of the money now for a short period of time. So being so nitty might have cost us some, our chances here. Yeah, that walk was huge. Unfortunately, we didn't get the same the next time around, but I did get away from my King 10, which I think I probably should have gotten away from, so I'm glad that I did. Yeah, I totally have to make sure I don't run out of chips before other people do, and I'm in pretty rough shape now at the moment. I'm definitely going to have to play something. I'm not going to be able to fold to the tickets, I don't think. And I'm in a really shitty spot because I have to shove into big stacks. Fucking suddenly we go card down. We got no cards. Oh, so nice. That walk, folks, is fucking massive. That was a huge walk for us. That was a huge spot for us. Alrighty, so we are down one player on the other table. So we are one away from cash prizes. Somebody is all in on the other table as well. Boom. Okay, so we are guaranteed $27, which is not what we're looking for here at all. But we are now two away from. Oh no, he didn't bust, I guess. But he's going to be busting shortly, I think. He's barely going to make it through the blinds. Is he going to make it? No, he's not even going to make it through the blinds. Not even going to make it through the blinds. Without having to play a hand, so that will put us in the money. Well, I guess we're playing this hand. I guess we're playing this hand for a shove. Ah! How? How, people? I mean, really? Am I not? I mean, maybe that is a spot where I'm supposed to shove my aces there. Maybe that is a spot where I'm supposed to shove my aces there. Fuck. Thanks for hanging out, people. I'm heading off. It's been fun. Thanks. For more vintage poker content from Mothership Poker, click the subscribe button and check out the playlists for all of our old archived content, as well as the ads only cut from some of the early streams.